everyone, welcome to our virtual dingo keeper talk. I'm Bianca, I'm one of the dingo keepers here at Hillsville. But more importantly, this is Tambo and this is Jinder. So they're two of our alpine dingoes here and they're brother and sister, so they're both 9 years of age. We also have Dargo and Maliki here at Hillsville. They're in a separate enclosure. Dargo is also an alpine dingo and Maliki, she's a tropical dingo. So I'll get into the differences about them in a little bit. First of all, I'm just giving our two animals here some quail. So this is just part of their daily diet, cut up into some little treats for them. Now our dingoes, it is believed, came to Australia about 5,000 years ago. So they are considered a native animal here in Victoria now, so they are a protected species in our state. However, that isn't the case in every part of our country. So it is believed that a single pregnant female came over with some seafarers from Southeast Asia. She actually came over as a companion animal, but she did have her pups here, and her pups had pups and they had pups and so on and so forth, which is how we managed to get our dingo population here in Australia. So I did say before that we have a few different types of dingo. So we have the one species of dingo, but underneath that we have 3 different types, which is basically just the areas that they live in and how they've acclimatized to those areas. So these two are our alpine dingoes. They're found in the south parts of Australia along the coast and the alpine regions of New South Wales, Victoria and South Australia. And they've got the really long, thick, double-coated fur on them because it does still get quite cold here in Victoria and other parts in winter. And so they've got that longer fur there to keep them warm. Whereas we then have our desert dingoes. They're found in the central parts of Australia and they're sort of a cross between our tropical and our alpine. And then we have our tropical dingoes. So they're found up in the north parts of Australia. And they're the ones that have the really short fur, the ones that you generally will see on Fraser Island. They don't need to keep themselves as warm. So Maliki here, one of our dingoes, she's a tropical dingo. So our dingoes are carnivores and they're really skilled hunters. Now some of the cool things that they have that allow them to be able to be such great hunters is they don't actually have a base scent. So what that means is that your dogs at home, when you give them a pat, you can generally smell them on you afterwards. That's not the same with our dingoes. And that's because a lot of the animals that they're hunting, so our wallabies, rabbits, rodents, birds, things like that, are flighty animals that if they smell a dingo coming, they're gonna go and hide. Our dingoes also like to roll around in the feces of the animal that they're hunting to give themselves a bit more of advantage and camouflage themselves even more to be able to get a meal. They also howl to communicate. So this howling sound travels so much further in the wild than it would if they were barking like our dogs. And they each have their own unique individual sounding howl. And if one of them starts howling, it sort of sets off all of them. And we can hear them quite clearly on the other side of the sanctuary, and we can generally tell which dingo has started that howl. So our males are a little bit deeper than our females, and then Maliki, our tropical dingo, has a nice squeal that is just beautiful to hear early in the morning. Really wakes you up. So I hope you've all learnt something interesting and maybe fun about our dingoes. Hopefully you've seen some cute things from them as well. We're really looking forward to seeing everyone back at our sanctuary when we can all be back together, and these two are going to be really excited to see you all as well. Stay safe.